Today we're going to be brushing some knees as we focus on dynamic balancing using Tai Chi. So dynamic balancing, we're referring to being able to keep our balance while moving around. There's static balance, standing still and not falling over, and there's in essence walking about, moving from place to place and not stumbling or staggering or wobbling or whatever. And so that's dynamic balance. Today we're going to focus on brush knee, one of the movements in the Yang style, the 24 form. And the movements, we're going to briefly look at the ones before and after. So the brush knee is an example of dynamic balance. And the ones before and after, white crane spreads wings comes before, looks like this. And play the lute, looks like that. That white crane comes first, then brush knee, followed by play the lute. So white crane spreads wings and play the lute are examples of static balance where we're not moving around. Tai Chi has a mixture of both static and moving postures, positions, forms, whatever you'd like to call them, within the series. So let's have a look at that. So static balance, dynamic balance. First of all, we're going to demonstrate very briefly the static balance, white crane spreads wings, which comes before brush knee. And for this guy, we have all the weight on one leg and the other foot it's called an empty stance. This foot is just sort of touching the floor. It's forward a little bit. So all the weight is here. So we're needing to develop our balance on this one leg. The second leg is there for a little bit of support as well. And so white crane spreads wings looks like this. You pull the upper hand back, you push the lower hand back, you lift the ribs, you gaze to the distance. Now the leg that has all the weight, that knee is slightly bent. The other foot's just touching the floor. So this is white crane spreads wings, a static posture within the 24 form. Now, following the brush knee, which is a very dynamic exercise movement within the series, we're followed by play the lute. Now for play the lute, we're here. Again, this foot's forward, but now the heel is down, the toes are lifted, and we're here like so. So from the side, play the lute looks like this. Once again, a very static posture. Knee is bent, toes are lifted, we're leaning forward a little bit, and we're looking off into the distance as we hold this position. So two examples, one before and after brush knee, that also rely on static balance. Now looking at dynamic balance, and this is where brush knee and many other of the movements within the Tai Chi series rely on us being able to move and shift our balance from one foot to another as we move our body forward and back, side to side. So brush knee looks like this. So you're here, this foot's turned off to the side. You know, look at the other videos where we're talking about C-stepping or task walking. So this foot points over a piece of pie. You put all the weight on this foot. You do that C-stepping business, and we come down here. You shift the weight onto the front foot. And so this is what's happening with the feet. At the same time, there's stuff going on with the hands. So now let's just isolate the hands for a moment. So you bring this hand up to the ear, roughly in that area. All the weight's on this leg, so this arm is high. The other hand is here around about the elbow. You don't need to be touching the ear and the elbow. You're in that area. This palm faces down. This palm faces forward. All the weight's on this leg. That's why this arm is up high. Now, to brush knee, there's several things that are happening at the same time. This hand makes a big circle this way. And as we make that circle, the weight shifts from one leg to the other. So we have that going on with this hand. Now the other hand makes a flat circle. So it pushes out here, and then it comes across here. And once again, the weight shifts to the other foot. We make this flat circle like so. So there's very obviously two circles involved in brush knee. Now let's do the legs and the feet together. So we're here. All the weight's on this leg. We step forward. Shift the weight into the front foot. As that is going on, at the same time, you take this lower hand and you brush past the knee. And the top hand pushes away. And the torso twists a little bit. So all the weight is in the front foot. Now let's step back. And we're going to do it to the other side. So we're here, like so. This hand is high. This leg has the weight. The other hand is under the elbow. And now, you brush past the knee. The weight shifts. You push the ball. The torso turns. And the hands come up to the other ear. You push the ball. You brush past the knee. The weight shifts to the other leg. And we're here, like so. So this is brush knee while staying still. And see those two circles, a flat circle and a vertical circle. Now we'll look at it from the side. So we're here, like so. And the feet, we're in that somewhat of a stacking of the bones stance. So we're here like so. This leg has all the weight. This hand's up by the ear. We sweep past the knee. We push the ball. The torso turns, and then we come here. All the weight's on the leg closest to the curtain now. Push the ball. Brush the knee. We come up to the ear. We come up to the elbow. The weight is shifted to the leg closest to the camera. And we keep brushing our knee like so. So that's brush knee from the side. Now we're going to move. We're going to head this way, and we're going to do our task walking as well as, well, the task walking C-stepping, but also we're going to brush knee. So we just finished white crane, spreads wings. You draw this foot back. The hand comes down the center line. The other hand comes down the center line as well. We come up to the ear. We come up to the elbow. All the weight's on the leg closest to the camera. You take the other foot. We step forward. So remember, we're on those railroad tracks. There's a gap between the feet. In my case, several boards since I'm on a hardwood floor. Shift the weight into the front leg. Brush past the knee. Push a ball away. Come up to the ear. Come up to the elbow. Now, before we take that next step, shift into the back leg. Lift the toes of the front foot. Turn them to the side a little bit. The hips turn, the torso turns. Lift the heel of the back foot. Do that dot. Step forward with that gap between the feet. Shift the weight. Brush past the knee. Push that ball away. We come here. We lift the toes. Turn them to the side. Dot. C-step to the side. The foot that just landed is pointing straight ahead. We're here like so. We shift. We turn the hip. Come forward. All the weight's on this leg, and now we shift over here. The weight shifts again, and we brush past the knee. We push the ball. Shift back. And here. And I've run out of space. So we're going to turn around and go the opposite way. Got to get out of the tree here. All right, so hand by ear, hand by elbow. This foot is pointing slightly off to the side. We dot. We C-step. Brush past the knee. Push the ball. Lean back. Turn. Brush past the knee, push the ball. Leg that has the weight, hands by the ear. Dot. C, step forward. Shift the weight as you brush past the knee and push the ball away. And we're out of space again. So let me go once more this way. And now I'm going to do it as you would in a regular practice. And we do a palm block. Down the center, we come here, we dot, C step, brush past the knee, push the ball, come back, brush past the knee, push the ball. Third one. And now, we take a half step, shift the weight into the back foot, lift the toes of the front foot. So this is 7-star stance and play the lute. So that's brush knee, an example of dynamic balance where our weight keeps shifting from foot to foot. Our torso keeps twisting. Our arms are doing something as well. And all of this to help improve our balance, our ability to balance as we move about. Before and after, we have static postures. White crane spreads wings. And we work on balancing while holding still. And then we have at the end, after brush knee, we have play the lute. Another static posture where the weight is in the back foot. There's a little bit of weight in the front foot. So, 2 examples of how balance is involved in our practice and how it helps us improve our ability to stand up and not fall down. That's it for today. So we'll see you next time.